While the overall global trend for COVID-19 cases continues to be downward, driven by falls in large countries like India, Europe, and the US, cases are rising in many countries, which are leading to renewed restrictions and even lockdowns in some cases. Many of these countries are blaming the Delta variant of the coronavirus. Let's take a quick look at what is happening around the world. Let's start with what is closest to home, closest to India. I'm talking about Bangladesh. The Bangladesh government is imposing a country-wide lockdown from the 1st of July for a week. Bangladesh is reporting its second highest single-day COVID death toll currently. Officials on record have blamed the recent spike in cases on the Delta variant. Over in Thailand, after COVID-19 cases continue to rise towards 4,000 per day, which is basically double of what they saw in April, the government has announced tighter mobility restrictions in Bangkok and 9 other provinces. Measures include no dining for F&B outlets, shortened hours of operations for department stores, etc., etc. As far as vaccinations go, 9% of the population there has got one dose, while only 3.5% of the population in Thailand has got both doses. Malaysia next. Well, Malaysia has said that the ongoing full lockdown will not end. What does it mean? It was supposed, the full lockdown in Malaysia was supposed to end yesterday. They've extended it. We don't know. We are waiting for more details, but it's most likely that this has been extended for another 2 weeks, perhaps more. The good news for Malaysia, though, is that the country seems well stocked in terms of vaccines. It has acquired enough supply to cover over 120% of its population. Indonesia next, where active COVID cases have reached 207,000 cases, which is basically, as of yesterday, higher than the peak during the February wave. But the vaccination rate has also picked up. It's at a daily record high of 13 lakh doses. We are in the second week of restrictions as I'm sort of putting this data out. And this is especially the restrictions which the government has imposed in Indonesia are in Jakarta and in the surrounding areas. Australia, right? Australian government over the weekend placed Greater Sydney under lockdown for 14 days, 2 weeks. Now, Greater Sydney represents 25% of all of Australia's economic activity, national economic output. Other state premiers state governments basically in Australia have also reintroduced a range of measures. We go a little further away from Southeast Asia basically, and look at South Africa, where the Delta variant is being blamed for the rapid start of South Africa's third wave, so as to speak. The president of South Africa has increased restrictions to what they're calling an adjusted level 4 lockdown for 2 weeks until the 11th of July, with the risk that this could be extended if cases don't start to come down. I want to sort of wrap this list up with something positive. And this is Israel I'm talking about. While COVID cases have been rising in Israel, as well as you can see with the numbers, deaths, mortalities have remained negligible. This indicates that Israel's world-leading vaccination campaign is helping. The numbers speak for themselves, as you can see. The new Prime Minister of Israel has said that Israel would not see a return of lockdowns or significant restrictions despite the spike in cases that we are seeing. All of this, all these countries bring me to an important point. Israel specifically brings me to an important point. The effectiveness of current vaccines available against the Delta variant. I'm not talking about effectiveness against getting the infection, but the effectiveness against getting severe disease and hospitalization. Here is the data which I want to refer to. This study was done by the Public Health England Institute. This study was based in the UK. These are lab results. 94% of those who took the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine had 94% effectiveness against severity of the disease and hospitalization. If you took 2 doses of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, the effectiveness against severity and hospitalization rose to 96%. The Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, the numbers are lower, but against severity and hospitalization, 1 dose got you 71% effectiveness, 2 doses got you 92% effectiveness. This is one study, but it is helpful and the numbers do speak for themselves. As the lab data and the real world data from countries like Israel that I put up earlier and UK also show, vaccines continue to be effective against severity of cases or hospitalization. I want to end and wrap this up by saying And by the way, this is the most important determinant of lockdown risks, right? Not how many, the spike in the number of overall cases, but are hospitals getting overwhelmed? Hospitalization and deaths are the most important determinant of lockdown risks, which the market will be very wary of. I want to wrap this up by just sort of putting this one line on your screen, and I sort of talked about it many months ago. Increasing the pace of vaccinations will be the biggest economic stimulus. Right now, I mean, countries like Israel, UK, the US, Europe even seem to be in a much better shape, and a lot of the countries in Southeast Asia seem to be battling a second wave, third wave, and are going in for closing down a country's lockdowns, restrictions, etc. So the single biggest thing which can reverse this and help these countries come out of it is increasing the pace of vaccinations. The data bears it out.